We've got some weird bugs to go through to do with textures and some other weird bugs. Before we get into that, we have some bug fixes. So this is the bug fixes and quality of life improvements. So first on the list is various locations where players were getting stuck by machines have been fixed. So hopefully you won't be getting stuck anymore. But I wonder if they've missed some machines. Maybe there's a couple machines that you can still get stuck on. Eclipse's ability face has finally been fixed. So I guess that's the blackout face not switching back to normal and vice versa. That's a good thing because so many people were complaining about that. Skin shop preview window overlapping. So I guess that's when the skins would all be in one place if you clicked too fast or if you were lagging, all of the skins would overlap. I guess that's been fixed. Removed mobile UI from PCs with touchscreen. Wow, so it looks like the dev team were able to fix that issue. So it was a Dandy's World problem and not a Roblox problem. That's very interesting. I wonder if that was the case or if Roblox did something and it was solved. But it looks like the dev team were able to do something about that. Very interesting. So Vintage Sylvester's eyes. So people were complaining about Vintage Sylvester's eyes. So this is what Vintage Sylvester's eyes used to look like. And this is what they look like now. As you can see, there's the triangle in the eyes that all Vintage eyes have. And Sylvester did not have that trait. Blink face names for various Twisteds and RP have been fixed, so I guess in RP mode there were some inconsistencies with the naming for Twisteds. Cocoa's sticker placement has been fixed, so I guess there was some placement issues for Cocoa, and Razzle and Dazzle's extraction animation have been fixed, so the problem with Razzle and Dazzle not switching between extraction animations when they are on different floors, that has finally been fixed. As you may know, the dev team are working on removing the black box bug where you load into the black box and are stuck there. This user said the game took really long to load, about a minute for Roblox to load and another minute for the in-game loading screen to load, and everyone else is experiencing the same bug. Let's take a look. So as you can see, everyone is their Roblox avatar. It's not the grey man avatar, it's their own avatars and they are in the Roblox game and everybody's experiencing this. I wonder what happened. This is super weird. Our next bug has been happening for a while, but it looks like it's happening again. I thought it was fixed. So it's to do with Flutter and Goob. And this user posted this image saying, "This is scary." And as you can see, it's Flutter with Goob's skin. They said, "I just joined a game as Goob and then I decided to play as Flutter instead and it was like that." So it seems like the game failed to load the correct textures and combine two tunes into one. Very interesting. Our next problem is very weird. So this user said, "My game also crashed on the next floor once Gordy spawned." And they have an image of their Gordy tune with a skin that doesn't exist. Normally, if something doesn't load, it's grey, like very light grey, but this is very dark grey. And then they said the game crashed the next floor, and it looks like some assets are missing. The floor looks very empty, so definitely a major loading problem happening here. So if you remember when Roblox added a new feature and Dandy's World started to break, the animations were wrong, the models were all messed up. It was supposed to have been solved that same night, but it looks like some players are still experiencing the problem a day after. This user said Glisten kept T-posing, no walk animation, no run animation, no idle, and this was a day after it was supposed to be fixed, so it seems like some people are still getting the weird animations and models. As we can see, this user had the same problem and this was a day after that it was supposed to have been fixed. So as you can see, Twisted Cosmos model and animations are completely messed up. Our next problem is to do with machines and their placements around the map. So this user said, "Are these machine spots meant to be here? I swear it was different before." So as you can see, the machine placements are a bit different, and I guess the dev team are working to fix players getting stuck in between machines and objects. So you may see some different machine placements when you start to play Dandy's World. I guess it's to stop players getting stuck. Our next bug is to do with trinkets and their interaction interactions with each other. So Vmote and wrench are both used on one machine. So players are hoping that only one of the trinkets gets used. Preferably the Vmote gets used first and then the wrench, instead of both at the same time because it's a waste. But maybe the dev team don't want people using Vmote and wrench together. That's possible. Our next bug is to do with a major loading problem that I'd never seen before. So this user said my progress wasn't loading even with rejoin. I restarted Roblox and fixed it, but still a weird bug. So as you can see, they've loaded in, they have no pumpkins and no iCore. Our next bug is to do with the size of the circle skill checks. So this user said, I don't know if this is a bug, but when I was playing in tablet, the circle skill check is so small, it's kind of hard to see it and hit the skill check. Let's take a look. So there's a circle machine. Let's see what happens. So yes, the circle skill check size is quite small. I've seen the opposite happen where the skill check size is huge. So this is the opposite. Very interesting. So this player is on a tablet. Hopefully if they rejoin the game or restart Roblox, it should fix itself. Our next bug is to do with the fishing rod trinket and Bassie. So the fishing rod trinket gives you 3 random items when you start on floor 1, but Bassie gets 4 items. As you can see, this has been happening ever since Bassie was released and the dev team have not said anything about it. So I think they're just going to leave it as it is. Our next bug is to do with Rebecca and some loading problems to do with her model. So I've seen this before. So this has happened to quite a few players. This user said, why did I saw this when I played the game? And Rebecca doesn't have a skin. She's just bones. Super interesting. Definitely a loading problem. Hopefully if they restart the game, everything should be working properly. We've got another major loading problem where toons are just black. So it's common for toons to be grey or even some body parts to be invisible, but another case is when toons are just completely black. So yes, Dandy's World does have a major loading problem issue. I wonder if it's just Dandy's World or if when these players go to other games they have the same problem. But it's good that the dev team are working really hard to make sure everything is smooth and optimized. Our next bug is to do with Louis and his animations on different skins. So Louis players are not happy with this problem. I've seen it before. I thought the dev team would fix it, but it's still happening, so we're going to cover it. So as you can see on Louis' skins, both his feet go up and he actually levitates off the ground. And Louis players are not happy with this. They've been complaining for a very long time, but when we look at Louis' Halloween skin, this is how it should be. So his knees are bending and this looks like it's working correctly, but his other skins, if we go to the default skin, as you can see, he is basically levitating, which shouldn't be happening. Louis players are not happy with this. Our next bug is to do with Toodles. So when Toodles was optimized, she accidentally had collision in roleplay mode, and that was fixed, but it looks like the collision is back. So as you can see, I'm in roleplay mode and Toodles can bump into most toons. She can just bump into them. So that's not working over here. Let's see if it works on Brusher. As you can see, it's working on Twisted Gordy's tail. She can literally bump into it. And the last bug we're going to talk about is Stopwatch. And it looks like Stopwatch sometimes works long after it's supposed to expire. So as you can see, I use Stopwatch. And even after it has expired, my skill check is still large. It eventually fixed itself after maybe 5 or 10 floors. It's quite inconsistent. Sometimes it stays for a long time. Sometimes it disappears when it should disappear.